Hi everyone, it's Brian from Brian's Nation. I'm just doing some commenting about the USA. I've been watching a number of things on YouTube about um, school shootings, and I'm not in the understanding of why there are so many school shootings going on in America. I understand that there's the Constitution, the United States Constitution, which enables people to hold guns and all that sort of stuff. But the Supreme Courts in America are able to change the Constitution under the laws, and they can change the gun laws, the Constitution concerning guns. I think they should do that because there's so many school shootings going on. I think they should change the laws so that guns are not easy accessible. I believe all states in America all states in America that have that permit guns to be purchased and so on and so forth, they should all have the same rule that all guns should be securely locked up out of the reach of young people. And that, well, it's hard to say precisely, but I don't believe that the government is trying to change the gun laws, which should be changed. I'm not from the USA, anywhere in the USA. I'm an Australian citizen. But in Australia, in multiple years, we have not had a school shooting where kids have been shot, teachers have been shot, when they've had to call out armed forces and that to come and help the schools and the police department to stop these sort of things. Nothing like that has actually happened in Australia. Yeah, we've had some issues. Well, the biggest issue we actually had in Australia was the Martin Bryant case down at Port Arthur in Tasmania. But other than that, there hasn't been any real serious gun issues. And on acting on that, the government automatically acted on that issue with the Martin Bryant case, and actually did do something about it and put stricter gun rules in place. Guns were being handed back to, and the cost was given to each person for each gun. So that was something that was done, and then all them guns were destroyed, literally destroyed. But what I think myself, if I was an American and I was the president of the United States, I'd say, okay, we do have the power to change the laws when it comes to guns. So let's get our heads together and work a plan out. Work a plan out that would work. If it meant, as I said, if I was the president, and if it meant that I had to contact the Prime Minister of Australia or whatever, and see what their gun laws are and how their gun laws work, I'd take that into consideration on about how to ease the pressure of gun violence, especially in school shootings. It is not right that kids get shot by other kids, or anybody really. Kids have a life to live. So what I'd do is I'd literally change the laws, change the Constitution, keep most of the Constitution, but change the Constitution concerning the guns. Change that and put it into action. Not like what I've done so far is that the USA talk about changing it after every school shooting, but never ever do. There is a bit of a kick up occasionally when there's school shootings going on over there, yes, and people are saying there should be stronger, tighter gun laws and all this sort of stuff. The government over there says, yes, it should be, but what do? Nothing. But you vote, as a country, you vote for the President of the United States. So he should be taking it on board, or she, whichever it may be, should be taking on board the fact that there is a lot of school shootings and something should be done about these school shootings. There is one way, and that's to make sure that no one under the age of 21 can hold a weapon, a gun in any form. And being free to buy AR-15s and all that other sort of automatic weapons, I think, why does America need those? Why do American individuals need those? That's just asking for trouble. People that should be having RA-15s and all that sort of stuff are the law, the police, the FBI, the Secret Service, them sort of people. Yes, they should have weapons like that they use on the job. Not they can have them personally. I don't think AR-15s or whatever the other weapons there are, automatic weapons, should be available to individuals. It's a dangerous risk factor and the government is not doing anything about it. I'm putting this on YouTube because I think that the US is downplaying everything. They bring it up big and high and mighty when it's a school shooting. There's a number of school shootings I've been looking at, and a lot of the offenders that are involved in the school shootings are usually kids. That's what I say, kids. That's what they are. They're kids up until they're the age of 18. And they doing shootings, like a 11-year-old and a 13-year-old did a school shooting. That was one I just watched just a moment ago. And that's ridiculous. For an 11 and a 13-year-old to be getting hold of revolvers and automatic pistols and rifles and RA-15s and all that sort of stuff. How the hell are these youngsters getting them? there should be some sort of rule against it. And if they're found to be having them, they should be, the weapons should be removed by the police. No doubt about it. Because it's not right. It's saddening to hear about shootings in America that most of them have been school shootings, and the school shooters have usually been students or ex-students of that school, that whatever it may be. But the government doesn't do anything about it. The US government doesn't do anything about it, won't do anything about it as far as I can see, because they're too what's a good way of putting it? They're too soft. When it comes to protecting the president, oh yeah, they're perfect. Or whether it comes to protecting a governor of a state, they're perfect. They've got people that will protect them. And these people have got weapons, but then you've got individuals like this crook, young crook, who was in his 20s, early 20s, took a shot at the former president, Donald Trump. Why did he have a gun? Why was he able to get access to a gun? This is what I mean. These young people are getting hold of guns and doing the wrong thing. I just don't understand Americans. I'm sorry to say this, but Americans bitch and witch about gun rights. But when they bitch and witch about the gun rights, they carry on about stronger rules when it comes to a school shooting. What's going on? You're bitching about having the right to have a gun in your home to protect your home and all that sort of stuff. Yes, I agree. But having guns accessible to young people and then seeing these young people having to go to court, get life sentences without parole, life with parole after 25 years and so on and so forth. This is getting ridiculous. Why won't the government and the people of America work a way so that there is a protection? What would you do if you're at work and you get a phone call from your local police headquarters? Oh, I'm sorry to say your child has been shot. You would not like it. So are the other people's, the kids that have been shot, the kids that have been killed, the kids that have been wounded, the kids that have become crippled because of it, wheelchair bound and all that sort of stuff. How do you think their parents feel? That's what you've got to think about. You've got to think about the kids. Why do kids have to die? Because of some stupid American constitution that says everybody can hold a gun. It is totally ridiculous. And I totally am disgusted with it, to be honest. The US government should, as I would say in Australia, I've said it about Australian government as well on certain things, but the US government should get off their asses and actually look and do something and plan something for protection, not this bullcrap. Oh, we have the Constitution, and it's in the Constitution that they're allowed to have guns, allowed to have this, allowed to have that. You're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. You can do this, you can do that. I've seen them all. You don't have to produce identification unless you're suspected of a crime and all this sort of stuff. Some of it is reasonable and understandable, but gun laws are totally out of whack. Everybody in America, no matter what area they're in, what state they're in, should put down a list of ideas what can change with the gun laws. Have these lists set out, send them to the president so that he gets all these papers with a list of different ideas about gun laws, what could be done to change the gun laws in America. So there's no more of this bloody shooting of kids at schools. It's only my opinion, I know, and I'm an Australian, but I'm a believer that children should not be shot because of other kids that are being picked on. That is where it comes into the bullying section, and that's where the school should start putting their foot down on bullying and that at schools. Bullying is not done much in Australia anymore. It's slowed down over the last 10 years, I understand. The bullying issues are slowly going down because Australians have put in a bully constitution, a bully rule in schools. So why doesn't America do the same? There's lots of things that Australians do that would help you Americans in a lot of ways. If you did what we did and how we treat things, you would basically be able to run a better country. Now, I could go on with the medical side of it. Why, okay, I'll do a quick one on the medical. Why is it that if you're in America and you get injured and you're taken by the EMS to a hospital, why are you charged for the travelling cost in an EMS? Other words, an ambulance. Why are you charged so much in American hospitals for treatment? In Australia, we don't. If you go to a private hospital, yes, in Australia you are charged certain fees. Or if you have one of the private ambulances come and pick you up, you do get charged. But the state ambulance service, you don't get charged. State hospitals, or public hospitals as we call them, you can go in and you can get treated and you don't get charged for that treatment. You go to doctors, private doctors, a lot of medical centres, and you go in there and you'll get seen by the doctor, you'll get your prescription, whatever you needed or whatever treatment you needed by your local doctor, and then not everybody gets charged for it. Some of them do, some don't. But you can go in there, get things sorted out, walk out, and it's covered by Australian Medicare, which is run by the Australian federal government. There's a problem issue. Why haven't you got that in America like we have in Australia? So there's a lot of different things that Australians have and do different than America. But America is, I see American companies and American businesses and American hospitals and American, just about everything American involves money. That's the thing, money. You want money, 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 money. You don't care about individuals. You don't care about hospitals. Don't care about their patients unless they know that they've got medical insurance that is going to cover whatever the amount of fees are going to be. And then, of course, you've got a fee that you've got to pay yourself up front. So yeah, it's ridiculous. You go into McDonald's and in America, for instance, and the people that you work there get a small amount of wage per hour. Over in Australia, they get a bigger wage, and they get sickness benefits. They get holiday payments. They get annual leave. They get all these other covers, which Americans don't get. Every cent that Americans earns, unless you're a big knob in the company, you basically get enough to cover your rent. Sometimes you'll get enough to cover your food as well, but not very often. That's what I find with America. So there is a big problem concerning America, and it should be sorted out. And as I said, my main thing is guns and kids being safe. I've seen things on YouTube with black kids being shot on the street by drive-through shootings. I've seen so many different things with it, and what's the sense? What's in your brain, America? What is in your brain that says we shouldn't be doing anything about gun laws? Say they get shot, they get shot. Who cares? Well, you might not care. Their family cares. And people like myself here in Australia that see this sort of thing care as well. So come on, America, wake up and do something. I will do an update about some other things concerning America at another time, so keep watch for my update.